Christine is recapping the Circle City Clash at PopCon, including the ant weight and beetle weight competitions.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Outside of the Box. And today we are recapping the Circle City Clash, which was just the culmination of a lot of work and planning and everything else. And it was such an exciting weekend to be a part of. And there were so many people that contributed to that. And I will definitely highlight on all of that. Before I get into the rest of it, I did want to shout out our sponsors of the event. And it would not have been the same event without any of them. So our trophies were provided by BAIS 219, and they were awesome, as you may see in some of the video. And also some of the other trophies, the superlative trophies provided by Master Control Bot, which were a really cool part of the event. And then we also had sponsorship from FingerTech and Palm Beach Bots, which are both really, really great. And, if you're looking at getting into building, need parts, things like that, you should check both of them out. Now, this event had so many different components to it. And as you can imagine, I was kind of running around a lot because there was a lot going on. We had the main, tournaments, of course, which I will get into. We also had Team Witch Doctor there, which was amazing to have a heavyweight robot in the house, and a lot of fans were really excited about that. And we did some, other things like a panel, and we had a workshop with Turnabot, which was really cool. So lots of different things going on. The event also kind of culminated in what PopCon calls their secret games. So I'll talk a little bit about that first. The secret games are an event that essentially they have people that sign up for it. They go through a series of games. People get eliminated round after round. And the final round for the final two competitors was that they got to compete head to head in robot combat. Neither of them had ever touched a controller before, never fought or anything like that, and kind of had to be coached through it. So it was a really cool opportunity to have people that aren't so familiar with what we do get a chance to drive the robots. And who knows, maybe they really enjoyed it and that's something that they'll check out in the future. So super cool that they were able to do that. Our panel, which I will post in a separate video because it is lengthy, featured builders Brian Boxell and Ellie Clark. And it was so awesome to get a chance to essentially interview them in person at PopCon. And there was a lot of insight and things like that that were provided in that, which again, definitely should check out. Super, super cool. Turnabot was there. Scott brought a couple of his kids all the way up from Georgia with their arenas and their tiny little bots. And I have to say, for anyone who has not driven one of the little Turnabots, it was some of the most fun that I have had driving a combat robot. Scott's son Charlie is insane as a driver, and I could do almost nothing against him. I started to do a little bit better the more that I practiced with it, as so goes in combat robotics, but he's very good. And if anyone ever gets a chance to go up against him in driving, I would highly recommend. It is quite a challenge. But they certainly had a lot of people over at their booth, enjoying the robots and things like that, getting a chance to get their hands on a transmitter, just really, really cool. And I got a chance to play around with my tiny little robot, which I call Appletini, and I found out is not the best compared to some of the other designs. So but still really cool to get a chance to drive that. Then we had Brett from Witch Doctor out with the heavyweight that was the 2021 version of Witch Doctor, as well as their Witch Doctor Junior kits and arena. So all of that, again, really, really cool to kind of see come together. they got lots of engagement, like so many people. And like, I think the most fun thing for me, with kind of hanging out with Brett, was seeing people start to walk past the booth and notice Witch Doctor sitting there and like just melt down and freak out over Witch Doctor being there as if the robot itself were a celebrity, which it kind of is. And it's just, you don't necessarily think about how much combat robotics means to people, even as a viewer. And it really does mean something to them. I mean, people grew up watching these robots, like spent a lot of time invested in rooting for them and stuff, tournament after tournament. And so that was just an amazing thing to see in person and watching people's reaction to seeing this robot. So loved having Brett there, and I can't wait to potentially have more heavyweights there in the future again for people to just be in awe of them. So cool stuff. And then of course the kind of the big show of our tournament, which was the plastic ant weights, and then of course the beetle weights that we had as well. Plastic ants were pretty fun. I think that it is a good opportunity for people, again, that are unfamiliar, to see if you have a 3D printer, it doesn't take much to throw a robot together. You can throw one together pretty easily. Just get the electronics, put them in there, make sure that it's within weight, get some wheels on it, and you have a robot. So I really am thankful to all the builders that came out on Friday with their plastics. A little bit slower than what we had for the Beatles on Saturday, but it was still like really cool to see. And so much congrats to the winners of that. I felt like that one was pretty highly contested, like especially towards the end. So just a well-fought battle by our winners in that, and a good start to the weekend. Our Beetleweight tournament on Saturday was really exciting to see so many builders come from all sorts of places. We obviously had a lot of local folks, but we had Miles Sim coming up with his new robot Chaos Blitz. We had Zach Knight and Michael Shore coming over from Pennsylvania to bring over Carmine and Lunatic. We had Brian Boxell coming in with a borrowed robot in Injection. We could have had Eruption, and I hope next time we have Eruption. That would be pretty exciting. But Injection is just a super cool robot. I love it. Different to see it not being driven with a Steam Deck, a la what Pearl does, but still like really super exciting to have all of those robots at the event with us. That was also, once we got into the bracket, especially pretty highly contested. We had some very interesting robots. For those that are familiar with Segbit, we also had different iterations called Wide Bit and Thick Bit, which honestly made for some pretty entertaining fights. Segbit certainly being the most successful of those iterations, but kind of cool to see all those different designs and things like that. We ended up with a very solid top four, with Lunatic, Carmine, Chaos Blitz, and of course Grand Slam, which I thought was a bit of a dark horse. I mean, horizontals are always kind of scary, but we did have like a lot of very good robots in that bracket. And Lunatic came away with the win in the end, just well driven by Zach Knight, as always. And I think that robot is proving to be pretty terrifying. And I would be excited to see what it does in the future. Also really exciting to see, that new design by Miles with Chaos Blitz. It's terrifying. It may not have won the event, but it's pretty terrifying. And I think that Miles will continue to iterate on that, and it's just going to get scarier and scarier. So yeah, I mean, just an overall really amazing event. Thanks so much to PopCon for having us there and letting people enjoy these crazy robots, and kind of drawing people in. I mean, the faces on people who I guarantee have never seen robot combat live, and just every time there was a big hit or a roof shot or things like that. Again, one of my absolute favorite things to see, and like you gotta love it. So I'll close that out and kind of go into just some different video coverage for from the event, for everyone to kind of check out. But I can't wait for next year, and I think this is going to be a super exciting annual thing in the future. So stay tuned. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that good stuff, and enjoy the videos.
Purple. You want to drive too? All right, everybody go to a corner. Everybody go to a corner. I'll get a timer pulled up. Orange, maybe click yellow. All right, I'm going to set a 2-minute timer. If you can incapacitate an opposing robot or get them into the knockout area, that robot will be out. We'll see who is the winner at the end of 2 minutes. 3, 2, 1, fight! Robot, fight!
Look out, Jenny. Witch Doctor coming through.
I got 2 robots teaming up against Orange. Orange is trying its best. Orange is trying to smash that patty, turn that hamburger into a nothing burger. Purple almost flipped the burger. Orange was in the knockout zone, but then they got out, but then they got back in. Can Orange stay out of the knockout zone? They're trying their best. The hamburger is trying to get in there and flip Orange. Can they do it? They're trying their best. And they managed to flip Orange in an unconventional way. Less than a minute left in this match, and this one might go to the judges. There's no clear victor yet. Hamburger gets Orange into the knockout area. Can Orange get out in time before the timer goes? And they do. They're safe. They knock themselves over, but their weapon is also a self-fighter, so they should be okay. So far, it's looking like a 3-way tie, unless someone can really impress us. We've got Orange on the side, and the hamburger flip Purple also.
Back it up, baby.
With just 10 seconds left, let's see what these robots can do in the final moments. 3, 2, 1, time is up.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines, go! Yeah. Oh, wow! Upside down already, but back around the other way. It's trying to keep people really needs to turn around the face roll. Orange will want some blue TV.
My money's on Orangey right now. Orangey's right now. Blue's got to go.
Marks flying. What you guys can't see is that they're flying so fast that they're starting to lift up the ground. They fly.
It's like, oh my God. It's like the bike wheel physics effect. We're just
there you go.
Oh my God.
That thing right here in top 10. Which is on Mark's fly. Orange is flapping the blue around the blue.
Blue, get your head in the game.
Oh God. Good start. Orange is got a large animation of plastic parts to the side.
This is Orangey's type of inning. They know it.
Go for it. Imagine two windows have no help. That's the bus side. That's what's happening. One more.
I think I need to go home. I feel hungry enough. Oh man, dude, turn the weapon back on.
Lifting off the ground. Oh, the weapon is down. It seems like Will is taking 50 points again. Orange is trying to do it too.